Deep within the frozen graveyard of the Siberian tundra, a prehistoric heartbeat is beginning to echo through the ice. For 10,000 years, the woolly mammoth has been nothing more than a ghost story written in bone and ivory. But today, in high-tech laboratories from Boston to Seoul, the greatest scientific resurrection in human history is no longer a dream of science fiction. Genetic engineers are currently reassembling the broken puzzle pieces of ancient DNA to bring a fallen giant back from the dead. This is not just a quest to play God. It is a desperate race to save our warming planet from a ticking climate time bomb. The story begins in the permafrost, a layer of permanently frozen soil that acts as a natural deep freezer for the secrets of the past. As global temperatures rise, this icy ground is cracking open, revealing the remarkably preserved remains of mammoths that look as though they fell asleep yesterday. Paleontologists are finding soft tissue, flowing blood, and thick coats of reddish-brown fur still clinging to massive carcasses. These biological treasures contain the blueprint of an extinct kingdom. The woolly mammoth was the undisputed king of the Pleistocene, a massive herbivore that shaped the very earth it walked upon. To understand why we need them back, we have to look at the Great Mammoth Steppe. During the Ice Age, this was the largest ecosystem on Earth, stretching from France across Russia and into North America. It was not a barren wasteland, but a vibrant, fertile grassland teeming with life. The mammoths acted as natural bioengineers, knocking down trees and trampling moss to make room for nutrient-rich grasses. Their massive feet compressed the snow, acting like a giant thermal blanket that kept the frigid air in contact with the soil. This process kept the permafrost stable and locked away billions of tons of carbon dioxide and methane beneath the surface. Today, the steppe is gone, replaced by a soggy, dark forest and heat-absorbing moss. Without the mammoths to pack down the snow, the ground is warming twice as fast as the rest of the world. If the permafrost melts completely, it will release more greenhouse gases than all the world's forests burn twice over. This is where the radical vision of colossal biosciences and visionary scientists like George Church enters the frame. They aren't just trying to make a zoo attraction. They're trying to rebuild a lost climate shield. The process is a masterpiece of modern biotechnology known as CRISPR gene editing. Scientists take the skin cells of an Asian elephant, the mammoth's closest living relative, and begin a microscopic game of find and replace. They identify the specific genes that gave the mammoth its signature traits: the thick layers of subcutaneous fat, the small ears that prevented heat loss, and a specialized hemoglobin that allowed blood to flow in sub-zero temperatures. By splicing these ancient sequences into the elephant genome, they're creating a hybrid embryo. This is the birth of the functional mammoth, a creature that looks, acts, and survives exactly like its ancestors. The technical challenges are immense, requiring the use of artificial wombs or elephant surrogates to carry a calf for 22 months. Ethical debates are swirling through the scientific community like a polar blizzard. Critics argue that we should focus on saving living species rather than chasing the shadows of the dead. They wonder if a lone mammoth calf, born into a world it doesn't recognize, can ever truly be wild. But proponents argue that we have a moral obligation to undo the damage caused by ancient human hunters and modern industrial pollution. In the remote reaches of northern Siberia, a project called Pleistocene Park is already preparing for the king's return. Ecologists Nikita and Sergei Zimov have spent decades proving that bringing large herbivores back to the tundra can lower soil temperatures. They have introduced bison, muskoxen, and wild horses, watching as the landscape begins to transform back into productive grassland. The only thing missing is the heavy hitter, the megafauna capable of clearing the thickest brush and maintaining the ecosystem on a continental scale. The arrival of the first mammoth calf would be the final piece of this ecological restoration project. Imagine a future where herds of woolly giants once again roam the Arctic horizon. Their presence would create a massive carbon sink, slowing the melting of the ice and buying humanity precious time in the fight against climate change. The sight of a 6-ton beast with curving tusks walking through a snowstorm would be a testament to human ingenuity and our capacity for redemption. It would signal a shift from a species that merely consumes its environment to one that can actively heal it. The resurrection of the mammoth is a bridge between the deep past and an uncertain future. It challenges our understanding of extinction and pushes the boundaries of what is biologically possible. We are standing on the threshold of a new era where the word forever no longer applies to the loss of a species. The ice is melting, the clock is ticking, and the giants are waking up. The return of the woolly mammoth isn't just a miracle of science. It is a mission for the survival of the Holocene.